right, guys. Happy Friday to you guys. Welcome to America Open or Closed. I usually call it America Shutdown. We've been doing that coverage for, I know, several weeks now because of the shutdown, lockdown, you call it, or whatever. Hope you guys doing good. Happy Friday to you guys. In some places, it's Saturday overseas, I believe. And before we start, I just want to welcome you guys for joining today. It's my Saturday. I'm sorry, it's my Friday. I had to have my coffee here. I'm sorry. Welcome. I hope I pronounced your name right. Isn't Bursite. Anyways, welcome. If I don't get your name, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But anyways, happy Friday today, and just giving you the totals of what's happening regarding the the plague, the virus, or whatever you call it. As you see on the right side, these are live totals right now: 2,745,666. I mean 77. I'm sorry. Like I said, I have to have my coffee here. But as you can see the map here, this is the United States right now live on these, they call it the outbreak cast as well. It looks like New York has some updates on there, 13 patients and within 24 hours. So looks like New York is still being hit hard on this virus thing here. Now the question is today is are we seeing the signs of reopening or we're still in lockdown? I believe there was an article that said that certain places are thinking about opening. One of them was Georgia, and looks like the president gave him the okay to go ahead and do it. At first, it was like go ahead and open. We're okay to open up, and then yesterday it seems like it was the kind of like a gloom. I don't know. It was feeling like a gloom thing where it's not going to open. We need to stay closed for a while. It just seems that way. But the day before, it seems like oh everything's okay, and then yesterday it just seems like no, we hold on. We're still gonna close. And then today, now it seems like we're good. Go ahead and open. So it's hard to say with all this stuff, but I have some insiders that I talked to regarding this virus thing, which you guys would probably be interested in. But before we do that, let's go into the some of the totals that are happening here. As you can see in the bottom, these are live totals. United States 893. See, Italy's number two at 189,000. Oops, I just skipped that over. And then the UK, I'm going to see if I can try to bring this screen up even higher so you guys can see. There he is. Okay, I'll move this little icon here. Sorry about that. Okay, the UK is at 143,000. Let's see here. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Okay, so anyways, that was supposed to be France on there and stuff. But sometimes these softwares don't work right, and I apologize for that. Okay, let's see if we can do that again here. Okay, let's get it going here. Netherlands at 36,000 here. Why don't I just read it off of it, because this is not happening here. I'm sorry. It's not happening for me today. Anyways, so we got some of these totals here on live totals as far as what's happening on the maps here. As I read it at here at LA, let's see here. Okay, United States is confirmed 37,000, and then right now as we speak, 37,000 people infected confirmed on that. So these are new totals on that, and you got the overall totals that are happening as well on there and stuff. So trying to get all of it here nationwide. Okay, Here we go. New York confirmed at 902,000. Wow. I don't know if that's right, but actually confirmed here is 263,000. New Jersey's at 99,000. Let's see if I can get here. Seems like the weekend's going to be hot, especially in California here. I don't know how it is in some of your places that where you guys are. But okay, here we go. It's finally working. Okay, so we got United States again at 893,000. Spain is at 219,000. Italy is number three, is at 189,000. Germany is at 153,000. The UK, Britain is at 143,000. France is at 120,000. Turkey's at 104,000. Iran's at 88,000. China is at 84,000. Russia's at 62,000. And Brazil's at 50,000. Belgium's at 44,000. Canada is 42,000. It's kind of interesting by Canada because I didn't see Canada in the maps for the longest. You know, they were just like, you know, hardly any numbers on there, maybe a couple thousand or so. But now it's like they're like right up there, 42,000. I know one of my contacts uh, was in Canada, and they were telling me how some of the places and the shipping and they're not letting people in now. I don't know the situation now because that was about a couple weeks ago and stuff. But here we go at 42,000 now. Netherlands at 36,000. Switzerland at 28,000. India's at 23,000. Portugal. Now, Portugal is another one that I haven't seen for a while. They're at 22,000. Peru, now that's another one that I have not seen for a very long time, up there on the scale, but they're at 20,000. Ireland's at 17,000. Sweden's at 17,000. Um, Saudi Arabia is at 15,000. Austria is at 15,000. Israel's at 14,000. Japan is at 12,000. Singapore is at 12,000. Chile is at 11,000. Mexico is at 11,000. Ecuador is at 11,000. Pakistan is at 11,000. Poland's at 10,000. South Korea is at 10,000. Romania is at 10,000. And the list goes on on there. Norway, by the way, is at 7,000. I talked to a buddy of mine down in Norway, and they were telling me about that too. Um, Philippines at 7,000 on there, and wow. Okay, so the totals are definitely there on that. But anyways, moving on there, as we go into the chats here. Just again, I welcome all you guys. Hope you guys are doing good, and hope everything is cool. Welcome, Pete. How's it going? New infections. This is important. Let's see here. Okay, thank you for letting me know on this stuff. Just try to give you the real news of what's going on there and stuff. So, you know, we just want to make sure everything's cool on that and stuff. So, very cool on that. Just so the question of my thing is that people are saying, are we opening or we're not opening, or it's really hard to say on that. Very hard to say, but as you can see, that sign says reopen or no open. I'll list you some of the actual places that they said they're going to open, and here it is, because there's one thing. It was Georgia, as you know, they're going to start to open. Another one of the rumors that I heard was Texas. What I got in front of me, it says Alabama. Let me see if I can make this bigger for me. Okay, it says Alabama says that existing stay-at-home orders will remain until April the 30th. So April the 30th. Alaska, let's see here. It says that to reopen Friday. Parts of it says businesses and restaurants of Alaska will reopen on Friday. So there you go, and Russia on there. I'm sorry, Alaska. Sorry, Arizona. It says that the stay-at-home orders will remain in effect until April the 30th. However, they're suggesting it may resume May the 1st. So they're kind of like in a question on there. Arkansas, it says here that there are plans to open specific businesses over the next few weeks. So they haven't really said that. More things to know. It says a business, uh, more business on May the 4th. So there might be opening May the 4th. Now, California, here's the big clue on there for those who are in California. So I get some coffee here. It says, let's see here, March 19 was issued on there, so that there is no set date yet. So there have not been a set date yet. However, news announcement joined from the western parts of Oregon and Governor Kate Brown. It says Washington Governor Jay Ensel says that April the 13th. So some parts of looks like it may be April the 13th. In some parts which already passed. So there's no clue on when it's going to open yet. Basically, that's what they're saying. Now, Colorado, and see, I'm looking at Colorado. What they said is that the stay-at-home orders will be replaced April the 27th for safer phase. And starting in the 27th, retail businesses and curbside deliveries will be open. Active medical procedures can resume. So it's slightly open, but it's basically roadside services and retail businesses. One of my contacts was down in Colorado, so they were telling me the situations on there, and that how there's still some construction going on in businesses that are not open, and so there's, I don't know if there's just still a protest going on there or what, but we'll see on that. So 27th, um, it's still going on there. It says Connecticut, um, mandatory shutdown in the states until May the 20th. Wow, May the 20th. Since the state has ordered thousands of fever meters, thermometers, which that they're testing people at workplaces and stuff. Connecticut is joined by coalitions of New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and so far. So, wow. Okay, so May the 20th. Delwell says May the 15th until, so there's something that's not very clear on that. Uh, District of Columbia says the stay-at-home order will be effect till May the 15th. Browser said during the April the 15th meeting, so that he said that in April the 15th. See, Florida, it says that the issues of stay-at-homes for Florida's until April the 30th. As you know, in April, I mean the Florida, they opened the beaches, some of the beaches, I think, and but there's still a curfew on the beaches and stuff like that. So on there, in fact, today a lot of the beaches are opened in California, and still some of them are closed on that. So that's the next talk it will be bringing on there as well. Georgia, here it is, Georgia. Okay, it says Georgia. Earlier today, I discussed the plans to reopen shutter businesses, limited operations, and da 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 da. So it looks like Georgia will be opening in most of the places on there. It says that gyms, fitness centers, bowling alleys, body art studios, barbers, hair salons, nails, massage therapists can reopen on Friday. Theaters, restaurants can reopen on Monday. So Georgia is it. But it says that bars and nightclubs and music venues will be closed, and all business must practice the social distancing and screen and employees for illness. Hawaii looks like, let's say Hawaii says that the residents will last through at least April the 30th, and it says that the city of Honolulu says that its stay-at-home orders will last through May the 30th. So that's next month, May the 30th. And by the way, that's Pentecost, by the way, for you guys, to let you know. So Hawaii's shut down till May 30th. Speaking about Hawaii, I read an article saying that how the mayor and the people that live in Hawaii aren't happy of the tourists because the people who live in Hawaii, they're on lockdown, so they can't go to beaches, they can't go to parks and all this stuff. But then a lot of the tourists are taking advantage of that, so they're going to the beaches and all this stuff like that. So they're getting pretty upset about that. So just let you know in Hawaii and situations on that. Okay, Idaho. It says Idaho. Let's see here. Issued order of self um, uh, installation, which expires April the 30th unless extended. So April the 30th might be the time where they're cutting off on that. So Illinois says that they're working on it, stay at home. So maybe we're looking at May 30th possibly of opening on that. Indiana, it says that the stay at home orders will be till effect until May the 1st. So they're still negotiating on that. Iowa looks like it's going. They haven't said much on that yet on there. So sorry. Kansas, it says that will be extended till May the 3rd, but they're still discussing on that. Kentucky, it doesn't say like there's any opening yet. Louisiana hasn't said anything yet on there, but it says that April the 30th, they're extending this lockdown till April the 30th. Maine, it says that this will be in fact stay at home at least till April the 30th, maybe extended till May the 15th. So we'll see. So they're neighbors with New Hampshire, Vermont, and different places. So May the May the 15th. So we're looking at Maryland. It says let's see. They don't say anything really on the reopening. Oh, introduced his state's reopening plans on today, April the 24th. So I haven't heard anything yet on there. Maybe you guys know more about that, but that's what I see right here. Massachusetts says that business to close until May the 4th. So Michigan says that this will be going till April the 30th. So Minnesota, it says that they would start beginning to open May the 27th. And then Mississippi, it says that this stay-at-home thing will expire the 27th. Missouri, May the 3rd. Montana would be, it says beginning the 26th and businesses on 27th. So it says restaurants and so far different places May the 4th. So it looks like the possibility of opening on there. Nebraska, uh, it doesn't say here. Oh, it says that clubs will be closed till April the 30th, group gatherings until May the 31st. And then Nevada, I'm looking here, it doesn't issue, okay, the governor issued the stay-at-home orders that expires April the 30th. So, let's see. New Hampshire, this is until May the 4th. New Jersey, I'm looking here, it doesn't, I don't see an opening date yet. New Mexico, it says that let's see here, extended the state of emergency. So they're in state of emergency. Wow. New Mexico is in the state of emergency orders until April the 30th. New York, non-essential businesses are ordered to stay closed until May the 15th. Wow. So there's no opening yet on there. North Carolina, it says that we'll set to go till May the 8th. So they didn't say about opening there. So this will continue until May the 8th. North Dakota does not. Oh, here it is. It says that some businesses can start reopening May the 1st. Ohio says that it's remaining closed until May the 1st. Oklahoma, there's no, let me see, starting Friday, personal care business can record. So Friday, this, as we speak now, which is Friday, personal care businesses can reopen for appointments only. It says that restaurants and dining rooms, movie theaters, sports events, gyms will reopen the following week. So the following week. So that means next week. Oregon, let's see here. They have not said an opening yet. Pennsylvania, it says that they're opening phase 3 beginning May the 8th. So we shall see on that. Wow, interesting, isn't it? May the 8th on that. Rhode Island, it says May the 8th. South Carolina, let's see here, announced some stores are opening already. Some stores are opening. It says that the state of orders will be placed until the 27th. So they're not very clear about who's open and who's not open yet. Tennessee, there's no indication. Let me see. Oh, okay. Restaurants will be allowed to open on Monday. Retails, it says outlets the next Wednesday, 50% capacity. So they're slowly opening. Texas, it says the stay at home through April the 30th. So April the 30th, and then it says that not all businesses can open at once on May the 1st. So May the 1st is, I think, we're going to start to open, but we'll see. Utah, it says that it'll be May the 1st, but it says that the schools will be closed the remainder of the year. Vermont, May the 15th, extended. That doesn't say when it's going to open. Virginia, wow, it's affected till June. Well, that's the longest one. June the 10th. June the 10th is probably the longest one I've heard. So Virginia's got the long one there, unless something happens. Washington, state of Washington. Let's see here. The stay-at-home will be effect until May the 4th. So when it goes to that date, they decide, well, should we open or not? So going on, doesn't say with Virginia, doesn't say Wisconsin. It says that the stay-at-home will expire May the 26th. May the 26th. Wyoming, it says that it doesn't really tell me anything much on that. So there you go. There's the reports of places that will supposedly open up very soon. We'll see what happens, right? It really depends. It all depends on there. Okay, one topic I wanted to say is that this interesting one about the airlines. They had some flights were going back to New York. I guess some people who were staying out of New York and going to New York. And so look at this plane. Some people are wearing masks, some people aren't, and it's pretty packed. Um, Kind of scary because with the thing happening, you don't know if you're going to be affected or not. I know some people that told me that took a flight. There was only like 6 people or something like that going to different places. Uh, it's going from Sacramento to um, somewhere in California with 6 flights. But this is going to New York. It says airline passengers described packed flight to New York City, surrounded by people not wearing masks. So there's a concern on that. Some people wearing masks, some people aren't. I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm in a packed flight like that, man, I'm gonna wear a mask. I don't know. I don't know about you, but I would because you just don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. So that's that picture there. It's pretty scary, man. I mean, people not wearing masks on that and stuff. So, wow, wow. That's the first picture I've seen where people are actually crowded in flights like that. Um, that's pretty packed flight, I would say on that. So, wow, very interesting on there. So I thought I'd throw that out to you. Um, Interesting articles on there. So if you're flying, there you go. Going to New York will be pretty packed uh, flights going there. So there you have it on there. So wow. Let's see here. All right. So before we start going on to these other places, let me see if I can get rid of that. One thing I wanted to share is right now, if you notice, I was talking to somebody that was working for one of the grocery stores and stuff like that, Stater Brothers, and they were telling me, actually, a couple people were telling me on this and saying that there's a shortage of meat, and because there was a spike on the situation of what's happening of some of the plant meat plants places that were infected, employees were infected, so there was a shortage on meat. So you may have situations where you're trying to get meat like steaks and pork chops or what have you. So there's a shortage on that. It seems like it goes in waves. I know, what is it? We went through the toilet phase, the toilet paper thing, a shortage on there. People just like scrambling for toilet paper. And the first time I've heard about toilet paper was in actually, believe it or not, in Hawaii. That's the first time I've heard where people were just totally getting toilet paper on there and stuff. And I couldn't understand with Hawaii because Hawaii is like they're an island, so they don't get all that stuff. I mean, if that happens, something disastrous happened, they would stock up. And they wouldn't be able to get food because a lot of their food they have to get it by boat. So that explains why a lot of things are very expensive on that. So we went through the phase of toilet paper, then hand sanitizers, and then there was a situation with obviously with masks. That was the first thing, and now I think you can get masks now that you can get them. You can actually get the good ones now. The ones that they recommend, and now we got all these designer ones you can get as well. And there was a shortage of let's see, frozen pizza. I don't know if you guys remember that, but a lot of frozen pizza was on there. So meat, guys, this is the new one now, is meat. So if you're trying to get meat, you may have a hard time on that. I've heard also in some places people try to go to farms and stuff, and they're trying to get um, meat from the actual organic farmers, for meat, and they can't get it. They're being sold out on there, you know. I know I'm trying to get meat and stuff like that, and a lot of places are sold out on the organic meats and stuff like that. So there is a shortage on that, just to let you know, on the meat. So that's the things that are happening right now. Interesting, isn't it? All right, so let's go into the states. As you see, right in this circuit here is a lot of the actions that are happening here. Massachusetts. This is live, by the way. Massachusetts says that 5,752. Let's see here. New York, 13 new cases there. Let's see here. See, District of Columbia is at 5 new cases there. Let's see here. North Carolina jumps up to 935. Let's see, what do we got here? South Carolina at 210. And then Alabama is 644. And going down the line here, Louisiana, it says 11 new cases on there. So, and then Texas confirmed that there's no total on there yet because they're probably still calculating. Oh, 50 new cases down in Lardio, excuse me, Louisiana there. Wow. So that's some of the totals here happening right now. I'm going to take a little break and enjoy. All right, looks like I'm back here. So, just to give you an update, what they're saying about the totals of the virus. So, as you can see here, 50,000 people. Um, wow, that's a lot of people. Was as of yesterday on there and stuff. Here's a interesting picture. Um, this was taken in Georgia. And so this is in Georgia at a salon here. Um, so you notice the says Georgia eases down on the lockdown. As you see, so see the totals of that, but the person's going to a hairstylist salon to get haircut and so forth. Both are wearing masks and stuff like that. It's interesting because in certain places, like in California, there's a lot of people that I talked to. Actually, I met several people that are actually hairstylists, salon people that can't even work because of the situation. So, luckily on Georgia, this wasn't the case. So they're wearing mask, but they're still be able to do their jobs on that. So that's cool. Back to the situation on that. So that's very cool. Um, wow. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Another places that are very hard is as I mentioned before, hospitals. A lot of the hospitals and stuff like that. If you're in hospitals or have loved ones in hospitals, that you can't visit them. Even if you're family members, I had a situation there where couldn't a friend of mine couldn't visit a friend, even in a emergency situation, couldn't visit another person that just had a funeral, and they had to do the social distancing stuff, and they couldn't even do an open casket. They couldn't even go near the casket. They had to be 6 feet away, and they had to wear these masks, the whole time. And then they kicked them out within about 8 hours. No, no, no. I'm sorry, 15 minutes. So they had a service and then kicked them out like in 15 minutes. And it was very unpleasant and very upsetting, actually, too. So not a good time to be in a hospital. Not a good time to have weddings. Um, Not a good time to be at a funeral and stuff like that, because it's definitely not a good time on that. But as you know, the beside this whole thing happening, there, as you know, there beaches that are opening. Let's see if I can pull that article up here, because right now, as you know, in California, which is also one of the big hit parts right now, is that because of the heat wave, and well, it's not that hot, but heat wave meaning like probably in the high 70s or probably 80s and stuff like that. People want to go to the beach, and so there's places that some places are beaches that are opening, and some places that are not open. And I already see it. Like even today, I've just noticed like because it's kind of warmer out, that a lot of people aren't wearing masks. It's just wearing masks, and when it's hot, it is very uncomfortable. It's not very pleasant, as you know that. So that's going to be a test, and we'll see what happens regarding this. I know the one in Florida, when they opened it up, and no, actually, the one they when they had it in spring break and stuff like that, they said that there's some kids there that actually were infected. So I bet by Monday or this weekend or whatever, we'll hear some stories on that because of the thing here. And I doubt, even though they say they practice the the social distancing, social separation, you know, um, people aren't going to do that. I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty packed. It's going to be pretty crazy because a lot of people are going to go there. I don't think people are going to do that. That's just my opinion on there. So we'll see what happens over the weekend. But now here's an insider, and this I'll just throw this in here um, for keeps on that. But I was talking to one of my sources. I'm going to call it sources because I want to protect his name and uh, and um, and what he represents and stuff. But anyways, one of my sources, he's one of the medical fields one of the high ups on there, and he was well, I was asking him about this whole situation on that stuff. And one thing he said was that, and I told him, well, it's getting summer now, so that means things are getting hotter. So wouldn't the virus die from the heat and all this stuff? And interesting, what he said was he said it's not the heat. He said the UV of the sun actually kills the virus. That's what he told me, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I've noticed that when during the time, like January, when everybody's having the cold and the coughs and the sneezing and the runny nose and all this stuff. So going outside in the sun, I've noticed when I went out in the sun just to just bathe in the sun for a bit, and having the sun on me, it just made you feel so much better. So I want to encourage you guys to be out in the sun. That's one of my sources that said that. They said that he believes that the UV of the sun actually kills the virus, and this is what he told me. That's a insider here, and I experienced the sun, being out in the sun and just having the sun on you, just how good it felt, over your body and stuff like that. So there's some truth on that, I believe. So that's the beach news on there. So we'll see what happens on there. We'll see how crowded the beaches will be. Already, I can tell a lot of people are heading toward the beach because it's hot. A lot of people wearing t-shirts and shorts and stuff like that, and not a lot of people wearing masks and stuff like that. So we'll see how long this thing will last. I'm gonna leave that hair cutting thing with the mask here, and I'm gonna take this one off here. And one thing also was kind of interesting here that, and this is off the press here. This is off of the Navy ships here. Let's see if I can bring that up here. Hello. Okay. So as you can see here, one of the ships out there, they believe that some of the sailors that are infected, and so you can see it right here. So, and that's just like the cruise ship thing, where people were on the cruise ship and they're affected, just like also the airplane, where all those people were. So that's my situation. I would not be in a plane. I would not be in a boat for sure. Enclosed area. So as you can see here, this is fresh out the press, and you see it. I'll put that picture back up here. I'm gonna get rid of that one here. So a lot of neat topics today on there. So we're shortage of meat, and so I encourage you to try to stock up on some meat and all that stuff. I'm not gonna try to sell you any of them because I don't have anything to sell on there. So, uh, but yeah. So I like that picture of getting the haircut and stuff with the um. So far, I'm just gonna leave that up for a bit here. So, all right. So let's go to near California. Okay, so as of now, well, interesting. In I'm gonna say it's Northern California. 230 are new cases just as we speak here. So there you go, right there on there. So, and then Let's see, Costco, another one. I don't know why there's a lot of Costco people getting infected in there, but there's. Oh, okay. Uh, Confirms a fifth case. Oh, Imperial County. Okay, so that's near Northern California. Oh, okay. Wow. Let's see what we got here. Okay, wow. Okay, so 16,000 cases in California. Wow. I don't know if you see that right there, but there was. Let's see, Oregon, 57 new cases on there. Washington, let's see, 2 new cases on there. And then Idaho, let's see here. Let's increase again, but they don't tell you the increases, the numbers on there. Let's see here. Montana, up to 4 new cases there. Wyoming, 2 new cases, patients. Let's see, Colorado. Let's see here. I don't know what it says there. New Mexico, 3 new cases there. Let's see, I'm gonna go over here. Let's see, where's this one here? Texas. Okay, we did Texas. Arkansas at 584. Let's see, where was this one here? Minnesota. Okay. And then right here, Canada. Okay, Canada. Seems like Canada is the new trend right now that's happening there. It says 401 new cases on there. It says it tops up to 7,000. I think I showed you earlier. I read something on there of the cases of Canada now. They must be having their reports coming in and stuff like that. So I know seeing in Canada their totals weren't high like that, but now it's pretty high on there. So interesting, interesting. So a lot of new cases on there. Michigan, that's happening there. Uh, Kentucky, 92 on there, and South Carolina, 210. Wow, interesting. Ecuador, I'm going to move this little sign down here. Ecuador is at 57. Let's see here. And this one here is Peru, because my sign's in the way. Let's just say here. Peru climbs up to 9. Let's see here. To 9 cases here. Guatemala. Oh, okay. Speaking about Guatemala, here's an interesting story here on Guatemala. It says that there is a couple that went to Guatemala and they were infected on there. So